guerra se aproxima.
En la primera temporada de Los Anillos del Poder, Sauron se reveló como la máxima representación del mal en la Tierra Media.
Debe ser obra de Sauron.
El villano está de regreso con una nueva identidad y los anillos con los que se propone dominar a enanos, elfos y humanos.
Eres muy sabio al temerle a los anillos. En las manos de Sauron podrían obrar un mal inconcebible.
Gracias a Amazon Prime, platicamos con el elenco de Los Anillos del Poder sobre lo que nos espera en una segunda temporada que promete guerra, acción y mucha oscuridad.
We know that Sauron is now unmasked. So we are spending much more time with Sauron. Therefore, and with that comes deceit, darkness, violence, trauma, torture, action.
The darkness is rising. There's a sense of anxiety bubbling up, and yeah, it affects all of us.
Yeah, every world, every race is affected.
Yeah, it's very interesting how Sauron's influence, although not direct on Numenor this season, is definitely because of the decision, Miriel's decision, along with Elendil's influence to go to war in season 1, has meant that the knock-on effect for Numenor and for the people of Numenor and their lives have been changed irrevocably because of that decision to go to war and ultimately lose.
En Los Anillos del Poder, las mujeres tienen un rol protagónico para la Tierra Media.
I love the fact that in this version of The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, that we are a part of, all of the female characters are really multidimensional, they're complex, they're complicated, and all of them are very challenged, especially in season 2. So for Miriel, she's starting from a very low place. She's experienced a lot of loss at the end of season 1. And so when we see her at the start of season 2, she is essentially mourning the loss of her father, the king. And with the passing of a king, you will expect to have the coronation of a queen. So she'll be navigating that, but there will definitely be a lot of other outside influences trying to sort of block her.
Well, we have wonderful directors. Actually, we had 3
and all female,
all female directors, and that was also, they were fantastic.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. But on screen?
Yeah, on screen, I mean, it's, for example, Princess Disa, she's the driving force. All of them are often much more focused and powerful than the men are. So the men are often kind of slightly out of their depth, but the women are always the characters who have got their eye on the ball, I would say. Much like in life.
La música del compositor Peter McCready es muy importante en Los Anillos del Poder.
I think music is so important in all of Tolkien. It's sort of interwoven, and I think Tolkien himself was very musical, loved song. And I think what Bear does very well is sort of incorporate it and give every character a theme.
Yeah.
So it sort of paints colours for every character in a musical sense.
The songs tell stories, and all the races have their own musical. I think there is a bit more singing. Yeah. I think there is some resonating.
Yeah, there's some dwarf singing.
There's Elvish singing from the High King.
The High King.
I don't know if you saw Comic-Con.
Yeah,
he gave us a little excerpt.
Yeah, one of the showrunners said to Ben Walker, have a sing.
Sing a song in front of 6,000 people, unprepared. But Ben, of course, brilliantly
jumped up.
Just did it.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
I wouldn't have had the kahunas to do that.
Nor would I.
don't think.
El elfo Lord Celebrimbor será muy importante en la segunda temporada de Los Anillos del Poder, ya que creará los anillos que decidirán el destino de Tierra Media.
He is obsessive and meticulous. Well, Sauron also drives him a little crazy, but Sauron preys on the parts of Celebrimbor's mind that are vulnerable.
That's exactly what you see in the character of Celebrimbor, is this incredible creativity, this desire to make something beautiful, but also a desire for legacy, to be known forever, to be the greatest creator, that his pride and his ego has overtaken that ability and that skill.
Detrás de cámaras, hubo momentos divertidos que no aparecerán en la serie.
I mean, some of the funny things that potentially happen are mainly from our perspective to Cynthia, who doesn't particularly like going in helicopters or flying heights. Doesn't really like swimming too much, and doesn't really like being on a horse. All of the things that she's had to do. She's a very brave woman, courageous woman.
I get to face my fears.
Yeah,
I get to
you
face
really
my fears,
do,
but then I get to triumph in the end.
I've got some amazing photographs of her pretending to try and smile in various moments. Beautiful.
Season 2 was a very funny, because we were being so dark on the set and tragic and everything else. When you step off that set, everybody's in a very good mood and there's a lot of laughter. I can't think of anything specific. When we finished filming on the forge, and there's a lot of fire in that forge, a lot of smoke, and we all started coming into work the next day going, when you blow your nose, does it come out black? And when you have a bath, is there a black rim around the bath? And because of all the crap that was coming out of the forge. So I think that health and safety then made the necessary adjustments so that we weren't all breathing.
Tolkien refleja desde la fantasía las debilidades de la naturaleza humana.
One of the great Tolkienian themes is what it is to be human, what the nature of, as he would frame it in terms of Paradise Lost, what the fall is. And I think Tolkien feels that it's pride that is the great fall for mankind. And those themes of Tolkien are played out through all the characters in this series. It's fascinating, particularly in terms of Numenor, where there's the split in society is between the people who are loyal to the elves, such as Elendil and Miriel, and the idea of that legacy that they've given us, and then the new side of the island, which is much more nationalistic, which is where the pride of humanity comes into place, thinking they can be bigger, faster, better and greater, and that is where the possible downfall comes.
Así que ya lo saben, exanautas, no se pierdan la segunda temporada de Los Anillos del Poder, disponible a partir del 29 de agosto en Prime Video.